It's simple.
You're tuning in to Radio, and it's
It's simple. I love it. Having you near me, having you here. Hot conversations, outrageous. You smile, and I smile, and I say, oh, this is getting personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play. Girl, let's make this a moment. Oh, giving you the best of me. Amazing. It's simple. I love it. Having you near me, having you here. Hot conversations, outrageous. You smile, and I smile, and I say, oh, this is getting personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while and play. Girl, let's make this a moment. Oh, giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, having you close to me. Amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me. Good morning, good morning. Here's breakfast. Lost track of time, but we had a ball. Let's catch a movie, then dinner. Tonight's the night we'll just unwind and stay. Hey, let's stay personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while. Hey, hey, such a beautiful moment. Oh,
Giving you the best of me.
ooh,
Amazing,
but amazing.
amazing.
Oh,
Having you close to me.
having you close to me,
Amazing,
amazing.
outrageous.
Yeah, giving you the best of me,
Good afternoon, family.
to me,
Good evening.
amazing.
17 minutes past the top of the hour.
Ooh,
Welcome to the Africa Today show,
having you close to me,
the media of the 21st century.
amazing.
Block of Fan Network.
Yeah,
They call me JOBY.
best of me.
Jobida Nelson.
Oh,
Joby. Whatever you prefer, man.
oh, oh, oh.
How I love this jam, I can't explain.
Giving you the best of me,
Amazing,
amazing.
amazing.
Oh,
You close to me.
amazing, amazing, outrageous, outrageous. Give your best to me, giving you the best of me, giving you the best of me. Amazing, 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 outrageous. Having you close to me, having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Give your best to me.
Yeah, good afternoon once again. 18 minutes past the top of the hour. Welcome to another beautiful conversation of the Africa Today show, right here on the media of the 21st century. This is Black Hot Fire Network. To everyone who's live with us on YouTube, BitChute on the network, to those who are with us on the radio, Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, literally wherever you listen to us from, we're everywhere on the network. Karibuni sana. My name is Joby once again, and of course today we shall be talking, rather extending our conversation we had today on my show, that is the Pan-African Bliss Show. We're talking about actually how about the African timeline, and Keith happened to share amazing videos that actually explained much deeper on how Africa, we had so much ability in terms of spirituality, but all this knowledge has been completely erased. Literally going back to also the conversation I shared on Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the days on the Africa Today show, still the map that was showing how Africa was living in harmony, how we had everything together, literally, and literally how the white people came with racism being involved, how they erased our history. But before we get into that, of course, a quick reminder, as we get to wait for Mr. Black Hot Fire to join us, a quick reminder to download our app on the Google Play Store. Black Hot Fire Network is the name, and of course, once you have the app, you have the chance to stream either through the radio station, listen to these amazing jams like that. That is my favorite jam, by the way. I feel like repeating it, but this is not the culture show. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, once you get the app, you can be able to stream via the radio segment. Rather, you can go, once you have the radio segment, which requires you no zero amount of you signing in. Of course, you can go the upper three lines that is on your left, and of course, once you have that, it takes you to our website, the main page, where we have the show page, we have the social page, we have the apparel store page, we have the sports page where you can get yourself amazing organic supplements, and of course, not forgetting, we have our donation site as well. Tomorrow we have a charity that we shall be attending, that is by early as 9 a.m. in the morning, literally. Yeah, we shall be going to feed 300 children. So thank you so much to those who have been able to donate. Jiba Jaba, John Mosquito, we're going to put a case on you if you've not donated, and to the rest of you. But thank you so much to Jiba Jaba, Byron Scott, and to everyone who was mentioned literally throughout the week. I don't have the whole list, but we appreciate you so much for everything you literally do supporting Black Hot Fire. And of course, for those who have not yet, you still have the chance. We have a few hours before we get there. So through the app, we have the donation site on the last page where you can actually send whatever amount you like. If not, we have our active cash app streaming down below. That is the $ Mr. Black Hot Fire. Kindly send anything. Tomorrow we'll be streaming, I bet, live. Showcasing what shall be happening, of course, and taking place tomorrow. And we're expected, of course, to be cooking. We're gonna be taking sanitary towels. Other people are willing to join us. They're gonna be bringing maybe clothes. Personally, I'm gonna see what I can do, if I'm gonna be on the DJ, whatever I can do, if it's dancing or doing makeup, whatever I do best. We shall be seeing what activity I'll be literally, of course, participating in. But it's so amazing. This is our first charity, so I'm excited because personally, actually, it's something that has been in me. I think because of growing up in so many different situations of life, and especially here in the continent, where opportunities are very rare as much as they're supposed to be very possible, being honest. I grew up literally wanting so much to help children, because I remember the first time what touched me, the first time I went to the streets of town, Nairobi, and I was with my mom when she was going to the hospital, and I saw kids begging, like kids, women with really young children, and I broke down. And she told me, you have to grow a thick skin, woman, because I was like, hey, we gotta help these children, like, give them, because especially when you're walking with bottles, like a bottle of water or soda, or maybe you're eating some snack, they follow you literally till you give it to them. They'll follow you till you give it to them. So if you don't give it to them, they won't give up. And if they give up, this another street child waiting for you ahead to literally for you to give whatever snack you're having. So I remember the first time I saw them, I really broke down personally, and I was really, really hurt. I couldn't imagine having to see children on the streets. It's not a life that we deserve. But sadly, also, this is in America, being honest, it's everywhere globally. The system, the way it has been set up politically, we have so many people living under poverty. That is just the fact. Apart from Africa itself, the system globally, we have people who are homeless. Apart from just children, we have so many millions, hundreds of people who are really homeless. So from breaking down, I got that urge of literally wanting to help kids. So every time I could pop in town, I used to like, if I'm walking with a bottle of soda or water, I'm gonna give it to them. And then till one day it snapped whatever my mom told me. You're gonna have to grow up and like, grow the tough skin. I mean, I didn't know it was the tough skin back then, but she told me you're gonna have to toughen up because you can't be helping all of them. And I tried. You think you can help all of them? You give them 10 shillings, you give this other one the 20 shillings, you give the other one your water, you give the other one your soda. It's exhausting, being honest. You can't help everyone. That is just literally also the main whole point. So I'm so excited to be part of this as our first charity, and we appreciate those who have donated, and to those who are looking forward to still send something. You have some hours remaining, so we'd really appreciate your support. But before we get into our main conversation, I'd love to share another video. This week, Wednesday, we talked about Dr. Arikana literally explaining about the whole thing with the Go to Black, the guy from the YouTube channel who said that Dr. Arikana is a scammer and all that, and the other guy from Uganda. But I have another video of her where just a few hours ago she was talking about how African leaders need to stop behaving like beggars, and this actually touched my heart because of the way she's actually explaining it, from many different angles, and looking at what we're going to talk to see tomorrow. Because trust me, if there's something, I don't know if I'm really good with being around people who have really gone through a lot. It makes me feel bad because I've also gone through a lot, being honest. So the fact that I can be in maybe an angle of, not an orphan, of course, but I know what it means to lack. That is basically what I'm trying to say. I've gone to a women's prison. That was Langata Women's Prison. That was in 2019. And I really broke down. Of course, these people who are behind bars because of the crimes they committed. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know why I really broke down, but I really cried, because even the people I went with at that time, they were like, hey, you need to stop. You don't need to. Why are you crying? You're supposed to be celebrating. But if you really understand maybe some things from a humanity point, because most of the people also behind bars are innocent. Not everyone is guilty. There are people who have been falsely accused. So being humane, it just breaks me down. So I hope tomorrow that doesn't really happen. That's not what I want to happen. But Dr. Arikana is talking about the African poverty. She's addressing the African poverty and how leaders how they have the chance of changing so much, but they fail to take the opportunity to do so. Number one, she's addressing the African Union, which we saw it has withdrawn Madagascar after what it has done. Shout out to Madagascar. We have a newly elected president that is after the revolution coming from the young people demanding change, which led to the previous president literally flying out of the country. So I'm just going to go straight to the video without wasting much more of the time. And of course, I see Welfare King, shout out to Jiba Jabba, shout out to John Mosquito, and to everyone who's with us in the chat. Let me get straight to the video itself.
DFA, why is it that it has taken us this long to deliver on the wishes of our Pan-African fathers? The question goes even further. Why is it that even the most obvious things that we can...
I'd say this is my end week powerful speech of the week. Literally, end week powerful speech of the week to all Africans, even the diasporans, because there's so much misinformation again about the people in the continent and the African Americans in America and the whole history, how it has been completely narrated.
From the African Union level, for example, saying no visas for an African to travel around Africa. Something so simple. The leaders could just go back to their parliaments and get it approved.
Exactly. We don't even need passports, leave alone the visas. We don't need passports. That is just number one. Why do we need passports? We are within one continent. Why do I need a passport to go to another country? to my neighboring country. It doesn't make sense. All I need is just an ID to identify I come from Kenya. That is enough. That should be just enough for Africans. But because of this, she's going to explain very well. Because of this, it has made so many lives of Africans so hard, especially in terms of trading, which we say and looked at. If Africa stopped importing food, they would save Africa. We have the potential of saving $35 billion if we stopped importing food. But because we keep on doing this, and which actually we go back to trading, these are the type of things that actually have made trading super hard. The visas, the passport, and so much rules of bullshit.
To this day, we have not been able to do that. A friend of mine, one of the commissioners, once showed me a beautiful photograph. There were women on one side selling their tomatoes and their wares. There was what looked like a road, and there were other women on the other side. He said, Ambassador, what do you see in this picture? I said, I see women doing their thing. He said, yes, Ambassador, women are doing their thing. But guess what happens? When the women on this side of the road run out of tomatoes, but the women on the other side still have tomatoes, the citizens of this side cannot cross over to buy the tomatoes on the other side because they need a visa.
Very practical. I'll remind you of when Kenya and Tanzania, we were short on maize. That was Kenya. And I remember our ugali flour skyrocketed because we didn't have enough maize in the country. And apparently the government, because we're dealing with a very corrupt system, they had eaten maize. So it got to a point, because we didn't have maize, they started actually selling expired stock to the people. And until it was alerted, someone whistle blew it, we were actually about to be eating a poisonous stock of maize. So that brought an alert, and of course controversials, which led to Kenya having to communicate to Tanzania. This is when Samia Suluhu is now the president, who is facing so much backlash, by the way, which I was supposed to talk about earlier today on my show. But what happened is that Kenya and Tanzania had an issue of just us getting maize, or we can't do this, or I don't know which country has been over flooding another country with cabbage or potatoes. Just some bullshit that doesn't make sense. Exactly what she's trying to explain. It's very easy. Remove all these stupid laws that you've put, that this system, which is of false, that has been affecting millions of people for generations, and allow people to freely trade. Why are we in AGOA? I don't understand. How has AGOA helped us? Because most of these African countries now are in AGOA, which puts us in the importation of food instead of locally trading with each other. How are we saving ourselves? That is the question. So we're doing zero work. But yeah, that is Keith. I don't know why StreamYard is doing that nowadays. When someone is popping in, it has to remove the video. Karibu Keith, how are you doing?
I removed your video. What happened now, Joe?
Now I'm saying StreamYard has a tendency nowadays, I think because of the changes, when you pop, it removes what you're sharing.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
But anyway, it's okay. Karibu sana.
Santi Sana, Joby, how are you doing?
I'm great. We're talking about Dr. Arikana. I'm saying this is my close-up video of the week before we get into the other conversation. We saw this week where we shared on Wednesday of her being called out as a scammer, but that is by Go to Black Africa and the other guy from Uganda. And of course, she also came with her own video and addressing things factually the way they are, and which we've seen evidently also how things have been transforming. But here she's addressing how the African leaders, not only have they been beggars, but how we can't even freely trade, and addressing the problem that we face as a continent with these puppet leaders. So I'm saying this is actually it's kind of touching, and why it's my close-up video of the week is because of also what we're gonna do tomorrow. You know, we're not supposed to be, as much as we're the ones supposed to be doing this as a community. Africans are not supposed to be living the way we see majority of the Africans living. And I was giving a good example of personally when I first saw the children in the streets, how it broke me down. And that's why I'm so excited about tomorrow, because it's something that has also been in me of wanting to help kids. Because when I first when I was with my mom on the streets, she told me you have to toughen up because you can't help everyone. I tried. You give them soda, you give them your water, you give them. By the time you're getting home, you're almost broke, man. You're like, why did I even give my money? But it also breaks something in you, especially if you know how to lack. And I believe that is also what she's explaining from a point of most of the Africans. We're living in lack while we actually have it. We have it in the continent, but we have representatives who have become beggars. And she's explaining, which I'm trying to explain, how we can save. Back to the article I was reading some time back, right? How we can save 35 billion, $35 billion if we stop
Imports.
food. Yeah, exactly. So she's saying it's crazy how, for example, I can be here in Kenya suffering from tomatoes, but I can depend on Tanzania. But because of the visa restrictions, which should be banned, if we had the African Union working, we should not be having visa restrictions and all that. We should be visa-free countries. We're in one continent. So why is it that I need to provide a visa every time I'm crossing the border of Tanzania and being asked dumb questions? But when a white person
Because the Europeans set it up that way. That's why, Joe.
when a white person is coming, oh, okay, welcome, sir. Where are
Yeah.
you going? Is this your first time? Oh, welcome to Tanzania. I hope you enjoy your. In case of anything, our people there will help you. But me, write your name. Let us know how many days. Who are you going to see? Are you going to overstay? And if you overstay, by sure we're going to charge you, because that's why they treated us, me and Katie, and we were so scared. Like, if we overstay, you're going to be charged. Because remember, you were supposed to pay a trip for us in Zanzibar in 2022, and we said,
I know, but you guys are too scared.
yeah, we were like, hell no. The threat was that thank you. We'd love to go to Zanzibar, but also something else is going on at the border. We gotta go back. So that is exactly what she's talking about here.
This is how ridiculous and insane the things that we do. We can take it even further. Let's go into our parliaments. Education, we have all been talking about the miseducation of the African. How tall is the mountain that we must climb to...
I'm so sad to say this, but it's going to sound maybe cruel, but it's just factual. This is me in a kid mode now. Well, I saw a video of Congo today in the morning of how children, women are being used to, getting these mining sites and cleaning up the gold, then go get $2 when someone is making now $4,000 an ounce of gold.
More than that now. $4,000. It's $4,200 now. It went up another $200.
Wow, exactly. Skyrocketing, right? The price is going higher and higher. Who's going to be affected? More Africans. But I was looking at the video and the men, the women there, and then I'm trying to imagine personally how I've resonated with that kind of mentality at my grandma's place, right? These are people who are not educated at all. And trust me, it's hard again, as much as we'd like to save this generation of people. Trust me, we can't, because there's no education. Exactly what she's addressing. There's no education. These are people who believe actually in earning $2, and that's comfortable for them, because that's what we've been taught. We don't know the value of our resources. Okay. We don't know the value of our resources at all.
What the hell is that?
That's my phone AI. I don't know why it's speaking.
Oh.
I was trying to hang up a call, then it went to the AI. But
Okay.
anyway, I saw the video of the children it's actually teenage girls, women my age, women older than me, women the age of my mom, men the age of my dad, men the age of my brother. I saw literally a difference, and you're like, how will you ever free this country? That's the question, because you keep on asking, how will Congo ever be free? You see how the people are really working so hard there, and you ask yourself, imagine me going there talking to these people, telling them, hey, you deserve a better life. I mean, maybe they're gonna believe it, but trust me, changing that kind of mentality, it's so hard. I don't know if you guys understand. The education system in Africa is so bad.
It is.
So bad. Exactly what I was trying to address with my brother today, because I was like, what the hell are you learning in school? You're trying to tell me history is not important. Exactly what we are told, because the history we're given is very shallow. Jomo Kenyatta is a hero. Raila Odinga is an opponent. Uh, Uhuru is a hero. Mwai Kibaki is a hero. Mandela is a hero. Obama is our hero. You know, Trump is here to save America. That type of bullshit is what we've been fed in school, literally. And we accept
Crazy.
it. If I come to the real world, if you try to tell me what the real world works, you're capping. You know, this is what I know in my life. But
Make this noise and speak this language and tell our leadership that we have been miseducated. Our curriculum has got to change. We need a more Pan-African curriculum. How long is it going to take us to change the curriculum? We talk about the institutions that were created after the European tribal wars in 1945. Institutions like United Nations, World Bank, IMF, World Trade Organization, World Health Organization. Institutions that must be dismantled, institutions we have no business belonging in, and yet like fools,
Exactly.
we follow their lead. Institutions that to this day, as we speak, many African countries are spending over 50% of their GDP on loan repayment. And yet our ministers, twice a year, they go to Washington to attend the World Bank meetings, to be told how to run their currencies, how to devalue their currencies, how to engage in policies that are detrimental to their own development, and they say, yes, master.
Exactly. Yes, boss.
They don't challenge them. They don't say, no, no, no. These loans have been paid a gazillion times over. We are not paying them anymore.
exactly, through the stolen resources, like the stolen resources, the stolen artifacts, so much should pay all these debts that we have. And what are we paying? We're paying fake paper. What are we paying back for? They owe us. That's the difference. They owe us. You owe me. Me knowing the truth, you owe Africa. We don't owe you anything. You've been giving us fake paper in exchange of what is real. So you give us back what is real. Can you do that? No, because you don't have it. You've been stealing. You've been stealing from Africa. This is crazy.
Our sister yesterday, Sister Dr. Obi, told us about a loan of $4 billion by Nigeria in 1974. To date, Nigeria has paid over 50 billion and they still owe. How long are we going to wake up? We talk about our ministers of culture. We have artifacts that were stolen, looted out of Africa, and they're all over Europe. And we Africans, we go to Europe and we stand in line to pay and look at that which belongs to us. And none of them is demanding
Or borrow.
the repatriation of all of them. If we are going to destroy them, let us be the ones to destroy them. But they tell you, oh, you Africans are not good at keeping them.
Or borrow. Look at Ghana. Ghana is one of the countries trying to claim how they want to recognize slavery as one of the worst crimes committed in the world. But this is the same country actually that is borrowing what was stolen from them. Make that make sense. Are you even making sense? You want to recognize slavery as the worst crime committed in the world, but yet you can't claim what is yours. You have to go borrow it back. Oh, okay.
And our ministers, they go to Europe and they agree with them. I kind of like one Nigerian guy. I don't know if you guys saw this story. He went into a museum in London. There was a huge Benin bronze statue. The only place you get Benin bronze was from Nigeria. So the man went in with his screws. I don't know if you saw it. It was on the internet. He started unscrewing the statue. So when they called the police, he gave the thing a big hug and he refused to budge. He said, this is mine, I'm taking it home. took a citizen. Where are the ministers of culture who should be demanding this? A simple demand to say, if you don't repatriate our artifacts, don't come here. We have heads of our ancestors.
I feel like now, for me personally, looking at where Africa and wanting revolution so bad, what we can do on the likes of people like Dr. Arikana, Professor Lumumba, we have this Joshua Maponga, Natalie Yamb, the one we met at literally the conference we had gone to, and much more are rising Pan-Africanists, literally. And part of us as Black Hot Fire, literally I feel like actually what can make Africa successful, if we want to make this move, I bet they are, but we need to push them more. That is the Pan-African summits, and not this fake Pan-African movement. The real Pan-African summits, where we can hold our own summits and invite more other people who are willing to join, and spread the information, create the awareness. I feel like that would create an open space of seeing how large of a number of people we have in terms of awakening. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that would be a better way to also create a one movement to see the diff. I don't know, because we have people who have their own side of wanting to be in this matrix and all that, but we have people who know the truth. So if we can create more Pan-African summits, not funded, that Dr. Arikana and more Pan-Africanist people who can come up with a whole event and set it up maybe in countries where people can afford also to come, because just like we've talked about the visas, that is another problem. Most of the Africans cannot travel within the continent itself. Most of the people cannot travel within the continent itself, whether by bus, whether by flight, leave alone even traveling, getting a visa, getting a passport. There are people, this is so expensive for them. There's someone who rather like, hey, I'd rather participate on the comment rather than, this money I can use on this and this and this. But if you can put this in a place where it's affordable, probably for everyone, I don't know how that is possible, but that is my biggest, or one of the wishes I have, looking at what we're preaching. That would create, at least we can have a one movement alliance, and they should come together with countries like Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, so back in this, showcasing what leadership of Africa should be, how Africa should be led, what type of leaders we should have, and all that.
Sitting in jars, in basements throughout Europe. And you know why we can't have them? You know how when they come here hunting and they kill an elephant and they kill a lion and they take the head as a trophy?
Kenya's just allowed that now.
They were classified.
That's one of the bills that has been passed. Poaching is allowed in Kenya. Freely, you can poach as you want.
Heads of our ancestors, hear me out. They were classified as trophies of conquest. So that's why they don't fit in the category of repatriation, because this is my possession. It is my trophy of conquest. And our ministers of culture and they came to Africa and found an amazing continent with some of the most powerful kingdoms and all the riches that they could ever think of having. And they wondered, how on earth can we defeat such a people? Can't fight them with wars. You can find them genetically, because some of you may not know, but the only dominant gene on earth is the black gene.
Which literally brings us to our topic of the day, as we were discussing earlier, about the capabilities of Africans on the videos Keith made me share on my show today. The capabilities we had as Africans, the ability of walking on water like Jesus, Jesus, the abilities of flying. And Shatu Bajaba also made a comment earlier on the likes of what they use on movies. This Is Us, looking at Batman, you can mention all of them and the rest, the superpower and all that. We have that capability, but because of so much that we've been distracted with, number one, not living right, and so many other things, we've lost that touch. And also, we don't have this information as well. We really don't, because she's addressed the system of education, which we're not taught nothing concerning us. The system of education we're fed is about the white man's narrative that should keep us dumb. There's a difference. There's the system of education, which that's why they erased all the scripts, the books in the Kingdom of Mali and all that, and what they're telling us today, from the mathematics to the science to the geography to the history to the religion, which is mandatory, because in their system of education we learn religion by force, which praying is a must. When you wake up, when you sleep, before you eat, you have to be thankful to Jesus for giving you food. You have to it's crazy. We've been weaponized with things that have nothing completely to do with us as a people. So yeah, it's crazy.
Tell young people.
If you have any videos, if you're hearing or if you're listening to me, if you have any videos you'd like to cue as we get into the main conversation of the day, because literally I was sharing this because it hinting our conversation of today. What's the true nature of reality? Because we are the true nature of reality, right?
All the time, if all of you today were to make a commitment to say we will no longer
Give me a minute,
let
Joby.
other
You
black
continue,
people.
Joby. Go ahead. Give me a minute. You go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Welfare King, I see your comment. You're saying her speech is garbage. One, you need one language to military. Visit all the museums in Europe. Everything is black. You guys need military. Number one, Welfare King, I have a problem with you for always sometimes being negative, okay? Stop being a negative person, okay? Number one, I have a problem with you and some negative comments. But anyway, it's you and the free will of putting your compliments or comments the way you want. It's allowed, literally. But number one, our speech is not garbage if you're paying attention. Secondly, African countries, just like we've said, I think throughout this whole week, which we've repeated the same time, how will Africa ever unite when we have millions of tribes and all that? Africa is actually doing that. Number one, through the system of education. We might not have still the true system of education, but we're trying to do something to have a one common achievement, which is through communication. Swahili, which is one of the most ancient languages as well. Okay, because I can tell you, listen, I can hear a South African who talks Swahili, because some South Africans do talk Swahili, that's for a fact. There are also some words they're gonna say which is so relative to Swahili. Going back to DRC Congo, I can hear a Congolese when they talk Swahili. I was listening to actually a Congolese article, like I've said, today in the morning, and I could hear how the women are talking and I could understand every goddamn thing, as much as it's not our Swahili. It's a Congolese. It's like there's a way they speak, but I do understand them. We have Zimbabwe, who speak also a little bit of Swahili. We have, I bet, some part of Zambia. There's some words they're gonna say which are relative to Swahili. Go to Tanzania, they speak the best Swahili, being honest. That is the most purest Swahili you can get. For us is Mombasa, who actually, the Mombasa people are relative with the Tanzanian people because they speak the same fluent Swahili. Come Nairobi, we speak a slang Swahili. But do we speak Swahili? Yes. Ugandans also speak Swahili. Actually, we were just discussing this on the weekend with Keith and Dimori. Ugandans speak Swahili too. Who else? Burundians also do speak Swahili. So do Rwandese. So, and now we have Somali, Ethiopia, and other more countries which are introducing Swahili as part of their system of education as mandatory. So please be patient. Africa, yes, we might not be where we want to be, but I don't say because we have different. Understand the tribalism has made a lot of damage, but give it a chance. We're trying as much as we can. And yes, we have puppet leaders who have done nothing, but is Africa trying to do something to unite itself? Number one, through the language, I'm seeing transformation. So talking about the military, yes, we've failed. But do we have countries trying to showcase how we can build militaries? We have Burkina Faso, we have Niger, we have Mali. We have Madagascar, which has just joined. Not sure of the details, but yes. We have Madagascar, which has taken over also the country and taking it in a different direction, unlike what we've seen in these other countries. So be patient. That's all I can say.
We are going to go after others who don't look like us. Give it 3 generations, the world will be black. Because whenever we met with a non-black, the product is always black. Because black is the only dominant gene on earth, plain and simple, end of story.
Period. Oh, black people were living on the ice. Black people, they were monkeys. Black people. We have actually a picture trending on Instagram every single time, looking at the African lips, the white people's lips, and the monkey lips. Okay, and you can see the African lips are full, the white people lips and the monkey lips look the same. So now who's a monkey here? That's always the question.
Of course.
Yeah, who's the monkey? You can see the genes.
So because they couldn't destroy us otherwise. They couldn't destroy us by taking our natural resources. We got an abundance of them. They can take, they've been stealing, but they barely touched the tip of the iceberg. So the place where they could defeat us was the mind. So it is, they set out to demoralize us. Anything to do with Africa is bad and undesirable.
Sure.
Encouraged us to look to their nations for all our needs.
Exactly.
And belief and description and definition of that which is beautiful and desirable.
Exactly.
Fast forward. This, my brother.
Like we're talking about this on the Rhythm Scripture today, how we have this light skin, dark skin effect, especially affecting women in Africa. Light skinned women are more preferably to get opportunities than dark skinned women, which we've seen the effect of it. It has led to skin bleaching and all that. So exactly what she's trying to address, there's been that effect of the inferiority superiority complex, and it has gone so deep. Like, where you find someone telling you you're too dark, you'd feel offended. Not me, but you'd find now other people, especially if you grow up, like I was saying personally, if you grow up from a family that has not given you love, that's number one, which I've seen it personally from most of the families. There's always that mother or a father who's bitter because they didn't want to have a child or something. Then they're always telling you.
Well, that's because of the colorism that was brought into you by whites.
Mm-hmm. They say you're dark like your mother, you're dark like your father. So the fact that this starts from home, it starts putting you on a self-hate position, which if it affects you maybe also with the society, because there's that light skin preference and hierarchy given. If it affects you now, you get into the skin bleaching, literally, which is what she's addressing.
Brothers and sisters, it's the disease that's making it impossible for the African heads of states to come up with simple decisions such as free movement of people in Africa, visa-free. It is the same mindset that is keeping the ministers from doing the right thing. Remember that 5-year-old boy, his life was finished even before it began, and that 5-year-old is going to grow up to be your next minister, your next president. What do you expect? Like my niece, when she finally realized that she was suffering from the legacy of colonization, that was healing at a very profound level. But that was just the beginning. Decolonization 101 is about acceptance that you're sick. You're not only sick at home, You are not only sick in a doctor's office, you are not only sick in the ward in the hospital, you are sick in the intensive care and you need intensive healing. The question is, which lane are you? Are you in the lane that my niece ended up in after she realized that she had the disease? Are you in the lane where you don't think you have a problem, or I don't suffer from the disease of this colonization? Or are you in the lane where you don't even know there's something called Pan-Africanism? We are just in La La Land. The choice is yours. Healing yourself from the legacy of colonization is not going to be easy. You did not get to be of this mindset overnight. You are under some spell. You know, I'm here with my vice president of my organization, Damien Cook. He always talks about, Ambassador, it's like a computer software. It's always running in the background. We have that program running in our background. But until you realize that that program is there and you gotta get rid of it, it will always, and I mean always, control everything that you do. So even when you become the CEO of a big Fortune 500 company, when you go to that boardroom, garbage in, garbage out. You must understand that as Black people, we are under siege. The reason our incapability of being able to deal with issues.
Imagine if we had like so much percentage of people talking like Dr. Arikana, literally. This would be so amazing, you know, having that fire of just wanting revolution, no nonsense from a white man. You know, you want accountability from these leaders and all. It would be super amazing. But anyway, let me go through the comments very quickly. For the remaining part of the video, I'd share it on the WhatsApp. Keith, again, if you have any videos you'd like to share, this is your time. I want you to say I took 2 hours of your time. But I see John Mosquito says, Joby, I heard Diwaton is donating a dog. I don't know about the dog, but shout out to also Jiba Jaba says, Joby kids love face painting, lion, tigers, etc. It's cute and fun. I don't know if you have a painter, a guy who's gonna, yeah, kids love that. I don't know if you have a guy who's gonna come do the arts on the face, but kids do like that a lot too. Yeah, I think I'm good at also art. I can do that. But I don't know if you have face paints. I'm gonna look into that tomorrow. But I also see the Welfare King says I was
so we can purchase some.
Yeah, I also see the Welfare King says
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was on the phone. Yeah. I was saying we could probably see if we can purchase some. They want to do all this stuff. Where's your donation money at? Everybody wants something for free. They would love this. Who said that?
Jiba Jaba donated. That's why he said that.
Okay, but Jibba did. I ain't know. I thought it was Jim Mosquito who needed a case put on him.
Oh my God. Welfare King says, I was keen to know 500 acre. I only see.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a comment. Can you put about the and people phrase in the Can I mute you, kid?
No. Let me mute myself. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, also see Joe Mosquito says Madagascar is being backstabbed by Tanzania, South Africa, and other neighboring countries. Yeah, just I think I'm gonna share before we get to wait for Kid
Yeah,
to
of course.
join us. I'm
Can
gonna
you hear me?
share. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was in the course. Yeah, Tanzania talking about they're gonna put, because remember Tanzania is now a puppet state. They got
Yes.
the puppet government, the puppet lady in there. Of course, they're gonna be the main one. All the puppet states are gonna all go sanction. We're gonna go sanction Madagascar. We're gonna be out the African Union. Who gives a shit? What's the African Union ever done? It's a white organization, just like Dr. Eric is talking about. See, and that's what I'm talking about. What is the nature of reality, right? What is real and what is not real? What's actually real? what's the nature of reality? See, we're born in this world with lies. We're never taught anything, and all our real science has been taken over by some wicked, created individuals. I mean, real science, not that shit not that bullshit with these fake ass white people talking about this some kind of fucking guru. I'm talking about our real African science that the Moors and last really big empire Africans had taken to Europe to use with these secret societies. So if you don't know, your secret societies is what actually runs this planet, right? They run the world. They run the world. They run the world through secrecy, and they run the world. They run the world. They run the world by denying and keeping real history and African science away from you. So you ask yourself, what is the nature of reality? What are we living in? Because we grow up in a system of lies. And sadly enough, our parents, well, most of us, not all of us, my parents didn't know shit. So I don't know if your parents, knew some things, but most of our parents have been born and raised in the same system. Either in the fake church with the fake Jesus and Allah, or the fake Muslim mosque Allah shit, which ain't even ancient. So you think, like Joby said, we had common sense. We said, but these religions ain't even ancient, so they can't be of God. They're not even ancient. These religions not even BC. These religions don't even go back to BC time, right? And then we're growing up in a system that everything around us has black hatred. But Joe was talking about you gotta be light skinned to get a job. If you guys see, I think Eartime's the first light person I've ever hired. You guys see, I don't have that colorism problem, huh?
Petty was light skinned too.
I don't call Katie light skinned. you guys call Katie light skinned. American Katie is just normal brown. American Katie's not light skinned, so I don't call that. Okay. But because lucky for me, I never had colorism problems. But of course, that's part of America, part of everywhere they went. But we grew up in a system where we grew up that everything is anti-black. And if you ever just stop to critically think that, why do people hate black people? What have we done to anybody? We try to go back to any kind of real history. We've never done anything but nobody. We try to like everybody and love everybody. There's been a complete anti-black world setup, right? Where everybody hates us. East Indian hates us. The Asians hate us. The Japanese, the Chinese. I'm talking about the majority, not all of them, the majority of them. Caucasians hate us, the majority of them. And you say, well, what is this about? And then, because like you said, to their educational system, you're never going to learn that black people are the original people. They're not going to teach you that. They're going to have you, by the time you're 5, you're going to worship through all their indoctrination and propaganda. They're going to have you worshiping everything white and everything anti-black, right? Everything anti-black. If you don't, like I said, if you don't have good parents to shield you from this propaganda, you're going to grow up with it. Just a little bit of self-hate. You're going to grow up with it. Even I had a little bit of it as well because of the system. So I started learning that we start learning what black people are. Oh my God, you're like, God damn, we're the shit. We're the thing. We're the shit. And so, I was, man, I'm just on the side of the road. Truck's gonna hit my ass. You guys hear this wind? I'm sitting on the side of the road. I'm outside.
It's okay.
So, okay. Go ahead, Toby.
Okay. I also see Jiba Jabba mentioned something about the snacks earlier. I think that was a comment from something that trended back then that Africa doesn't have snacks and all that. But I also see the Welfare Kings. Okay, I read that comment. Jiba Jabba says
they got let me pause it, Jiba Jabba. They got Red Bull. Joby's old boyfriend or not boyfriend is a red bone, what they call a yellow bone, right? They call him red bone. Joby's, well, I don't know what he is. If he's a boyfriend now or not, I don't know. Maybe it's a limbo.
None of you guys' business.
Huh? So what now?
None of you guys' business.
Okay, well, I don't know. Now he is what you would call a true red bone, right? He's light skinned. What he call a red. Because Jimmy Jam said he's never seen a true Kenyan red bone before.
Redbone. Redbone.
But go ahead, Jimmy, read the comment.
A redbone. What's this?
Red bone's a light skinned person, Joby. That's what we call light skinned. In Africa, you guys call them. I know. In South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia, they call them yellow bone. I don't know if you guys call them that in Kenya, yellow bone.
No, we don't call none of that shit.
I
I'm
know.
surprised. That's why I'm on Google. I'm on Google. I'm trying to see what's a redbone. Like, what's
Well,
going?
go on Google. Say in Black American. You guys say in Black American vernacular or Black American lingo. What is a red bone? Yeah, let's see. Like a holly berry, light skin. Go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, I see the thing. I've seen someone like, okay. 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 But anyway, shout to the
Light
red.
skin.
Yeah.
Red bone. But I know I should laugh because Ruby Zion and I know in South African stuff. And she said, "Yeah, about the yellow bone." I said, "The who bone?" The yellow bones. You know what a yellow bone is? You're a yellow bone. I said, "No, we call them red bone." I know they called them that. So you guys call them yellow bone. Okay. Yeah. The high yellow ones, you call them yellow bone. So Joey was dating or not dating. We don't know. It's not our business. Was a red bone. What we would consider a red bone.
That's my
Okay.
friend. That's what's up. But
Oh, yeah.
anyway,
Oh, a friend.
yeah, as we continue, we have Jiba Jaba says, have you seen the TikTok AI trend of portraying us as gorillas in everyday settings? I've not seen that or bumped into that part.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I thought you weren't even on TikTok, Jimmy Jam. When you get on TikTok,
I'm shocked.
I know.
Joe Mosquito says that black people don't realize white people use magic on them. And I also see Jiba say she reminds me of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and Shatwan Sankenwa. Nice
A
to
little
see.
bit. She does.
Our Joe Mosquito tells you, all right, calm down. I keep forgetting to donate. I'm going to donate $3 after this show. Shit. Please, Joe.
There's always a case on you, Negro.
And Jiba says, oh yeah, he's never seen a real yellow. Yeah, you've been told. Yeah, shout out to my yellow bone friend, red bone friend, no yellow bone, red bone. But I also see Jason says,
So
I'm glad.
so at least when Joey gets to South Africa and Zimbabwe in the future here, she'll know what they mean when they talk about the yellow bone. They'll call Tyler a yellow bone.
I'm not interested anymore on those Negroes who can't critically think. And I'm okay with my Kenyans right here
You still gonna go.
we explore the world. Before we explore the world, I'm comfortable here with my red bone Negro. But anyway, Jason says, I'm glad this life. My mother told me once again the church and Jesus is fake back in 1992, sorry. And it always felt a little like I knew my mother and father from the past lives. And Ansankenwan says, is that poison that Nelly Fuller Jr. spoke on? It's, I think, a question. And no, I don't like no red bone Negroes. Nah. Nah. Okay, you attract, it just depends. When you like someone, or whatever happens, it's not about the color preferences, just like Kita said.
It's not about the preference, but Joby said that red bone Negroes are attracted to her. That's what she said. She said she attract red bone Negroes. So that was
I that. It's not me, but I don't have a problem with color or nothing, because Wallace was not light skin like that. But
exactly. So that's true. Yeah. So Wallace would be considered a regular black brother. Exactly. So yeah. So you can't say Joby has colorism. That's true. That is definitely true.
But just that most of my people updated is just the red bone, I guess.
Yeah.
But Jason also says, I'm glad my mother told me Jesus was fake. I always felt like I knew my parents from my past. I think, other siblings to parents, they told me that that's too especially from big families. And Sankinon says females are referred as red bone, men are just red. Oh, okay, there's a difference. All right. Female are the red bones, men are the red, are just red. Okay, that's
I
what's
don't
up.
know. I don't know. That's unsubstantial. I heard the same thing for both men and women. So I don't know. I never heard no them distinguish between men and women. I always heard women call men red bones, not red bones. Growing up, I heard that. So so I never heard the thing called red. Because remember, we also know. Okay, we know from Malcolm X they just called him red because they call him was it Boston Red or whatever he was because Malcolm X was a light skinned Negro, so they call him red. But far as slang and vernacular, men and women alike growing up, I just heard the term red bone, whether you was a man or a woman, especially in California. That's that red bone nigga right there. You know, that's what I heard, whether it be a woman or a man. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So, what's the nature of reality, guys? So we grew up in this system of everything being anti-black, and there's a reason for that because we find that blackness, melanin, is the God gene. No one teaches that. So now we taught this the God gene because we lost power. So melanin is much more than just a pigment, right? It's much more than that pigment in your skin. It's also that pigment that sits in your brain, right? That's what melanin is. And we have a different form of melanin. So they come back with everybody has melanin now. Right? Everybody has melanin. You can't live unless you have melanin. Yeah. Everybody else has animal melanin. The only black African people have something called uromelanin that sits in our substantia nigra, in our pigment, and in our substantia nigra in our brain, right? It picks up all frequencies. See, black is the only color that absorbs all frequencies. So when we talk about real science, this makes black people real special. But since you've been caught in a system of white dominance and lies, you've been told that being black is bad. And not understanding that everything exists inside of blackness. Blackness is the beginning of everything. There's always dark before there's light. The light comes from the darkness. So that's in everything. So that's as above, so below. So if you know science and how the universe works, you know everything is just a microcosm of the macrocosm. So I mean, everything's a small version of the big version, right? So we are a small version of the bigger version, which is the creator of the universe. So understanding, that's why they call all old teachings demonic, crazy. Why they give you new religions? Like I told you, just knowing history now, all these religions that everybody's worshiping on this planet are new. So they couldn't come from any god. They're new. They're all new religions, right? So they're all new. Couldn't come from any kind of damn creator of the universe. They're all new, right? So if they're all new, ancient religions of Africans always shows to be true with what? Science. Not a fake, not an illusion, but science, right? So what we talking about, so when everybody bastardized our science or plagiarized it, when you get Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all other kind of goddamn isms, right? All kind of isms make you schisms. All isms come from African science, right? So what you're actually trying to do in this world, which they don't want to teach you, because all the secret societies know this, that African people are small g. You're a generator, operator, and destroyer. Since everything is predicated on energy, vibration, and frequency. So what do we mean by energy? Let's take energy first, right? So we are energetic beings. We are electrical beings. They don't ever teach us that. We are, as Africans, we're electrical beings. The body is just a magnetic field holding an electrical spark, which is our soul. We are electrical beings housed in a magnetic field. So that's the energy. And the universe is based on energy. Everything you see out here looks real. It's an illusion. It's a wave form of what? Energy. Vibrating at a certain frequency. Reason why you get matter is slowed down what? Energy that you now can see within the visual spectrum. So that's just so everything you see, smell and touch is just a waveform. But your mind sees it visually as material. But it's nothing but energy, slowed down energy. So we got energy, right? Everything is energy. And then everything is vibration and frequency. So depending on that frequency is whether you can see the energy around you or not. So if the energy is vibrating at a lower frequency, you can now see the energy as what? Material. So now you think material, but since you haven't been taught any old ancient African science about how the world really works, what's reality, you'll look at the material, understanding that it's not even there. That material you're seeing, that material you're looking at, it's an illusion. It just slowed down vibratory energy. It's energy slowed down, so you can now touch it. You can now smell it. But in reality, it doesn't exist. It's just energy. But since you're vibrating at such a low frequency, and now that energy that you're looking at is vibrating at a low frequency, it becomes material. It becomes matter. Okay? It becomes matter. So as African people, you have the ability to surpass material when you understand who you are and what you are and what are your abilities. So let's say all the material you look around, it's energy, right? But now you're able to raise your vibration. How do you do that? As Africans, you raise your vibration by sun gazing, get out in the sun, because your melanin is a conductor of light. So it means you try to go back to what we say eating natural. That means an alkaline diet, no meat, no ejaculation of your what they call your light force energy, but that's your sperm. That's why you think under a microscope your sperm is light. It's electrical. That's what it is. Okay, it's electrical. And it has a spark with the female egg. It has an electrical boom, boom, spark. See, and they just now learned that the African always knew the universe is electrical, not what there's not grid form. They got their fake science with Einstein and Newton. All this shit was stolen out of Kemet, and they getting it wrong too because they weren't smart enough. Shout out to the other white people calling Newton a fraud. I've been said that, and Newton a fraud. They tell you the universe is like a grid. It ain't. The universe is a wave of energy, of infinite possibilities, depending on how you focus your mind and how you're able to, what they call alchemically control energy. What we call alchemy, changing one form of energy to the other form of energy. So, as an African person, you're able to do this if you're able to teach yourself and be disciplined enough to do it. Because you are small g. You're generator, you're operator, you're destroyer. You are the destroyer of worlds because you are melanated. That is the God genetics.
Can I
So,
share?
go ahead, Joby. Go ahead.
I don't know if
Go ahead.
it's deep, but it's somehow related to what you're saying.
You have energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, I use these words simultaneously: energy, frequency, and vibration. I use them at the same time, but it's really a play on words because all three of these words, energy, frequency, and vibration, have different meanings, and they all have multiple meanings within them. Energy, frequency, vibration, and in the middle of the triangle, I put manifestation. At the pinnacle of the triangle, at the top, I put energy. Why is that? Because everything is made of energy. What is energy? Come on, camera. Energy is, scientifically, it's the capacity to do work. What does that mean? When you turn on a light bulb, what's turning it on is the electrical energy. The energy is what turns it on. In order for you to go work out, you have to have a certain amount of energy. In order for anything in this world to take place, energy is what's going to allow it to happen. Now, there's different forms of energy. You have kinetic energy, emotion. Then you have potential. You have potential energy, which is stored energy. You have nuclear energy. Electrical energy. You guys are all familiar with electrical energy. So energy comes in different forms. There's other forms of energy as well. Then you have the law of conservation of energy. Then you have the law of conservation of energy, which says energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed. One of the best examples that I could think of the law of conservation of energy, where energy cannot be created nor destroyed, is water.
And pause that. So what she's saying when I talk to her, yeah. So energy cannot be created or destroyed. So that means you always existed. As African people, you've never not existed because your energy itself. There's never been a time you've not existed. There's never going to be a time where you will never not exist. There's no beginning. There's no end for you. You're part of the main creation. You're part of the source. There's no beginning. There's no end for you. You've always, as African people, you have always existed in one form or another. Consciously, you have always existed. Whether you've been on another planet where you got here, some other kind of a human being somewhere else, but you've always existed. And that's what your ancestors know. You've always existed, and then you're always going to exist. That's why the young lady was talking about hibernation state today on Jovi's show. She said, "I took over of you living eternally here, just going back and learning these other attributes that are ancient, that you've always existed." But see, when you fear death and you have fear is a low vibrational energy. Fear is low vibrational. Fear, want, desire, lust, because you desire to have food, you desire because you're broke. These are all low vibrational energies and keeps you from reaching your God state. That's why the world is what it is today. So I want you to be able to, not just by what she's saying, I want you to observe why is the world, everything has kept you in a low vibrational state where you fear your rent. Everything is kept in a low vibrational state. Why things are not developed to make sure that you get in a higher frame of energy, a higher frame of frequency? Because I told you, you're in a soul trap that just recycles your energy because you don't die. The body dies, the body can only live so long, and then it wears out like a car. Okay, you know how a car, let's say you're in a car. So imagine yourself sitting in the car. No matter how much you keep the car, how much you take care of it, eventually the car is going to break down and it's not going to work. That's your body. So all you do is get out your car and go buy another car. So your body is literally a car, but you don't got control of the next car you're buying, the next body you're going into. So imagine yourself as a soul being, right? I'm trying to give you examples that you can understand. I was trying to make it easy, like Malcolm X said. Make it plain so you can understand it. So your soul is like you sitting in a car. Your car is your body. No matter how much you keep the car, some cars break down faster than others because what? Because it wasn't taken care of. That's like your body. So the person that takes care of the car the longest, their car lasts the longest. But eventually, no matter what you do, that car is going to break down. And you're going to have to get a new car no matter what. That's like your body. That's what's going to happen, right? It's like your body. So Eventually, you're gonna have to get a new car. So, but the fact is, you're in a system. When you go, when the car breaks down, you don't have the understanding of how to get the new car because they pick the new car for you, and you're forced back in a new car whether you want to drive or not. You're put back on the road in a new car without knowing what your old car was. Now you didn't know what your old car was and what the hell's going on. That's the system that you're in. So go ahead, Joe.
And it's when the molecules are most dense in water, it's ice. Okay? Ice.
Exactly. So she's telling positive. So like I told, now she's understand what I told you guys years ago. I showed you guys ice, vapor, and water. So this has to do with the vibration or the heat, right? So if you're dense, in a denser form of water, it becomes ice, right? It's a low vibrational thing becomes ice. It's cold. It's ice. As it loosens up, as you raise your vibration, it becomes water. As you go back to higher vibration, it becomes what? Vapor. That's like your body. That's like you as a spirit, as a soul. See, we're in a solid form right now because we're low vibrational. That's why our light is housed in this damn body. We can't break free because we're vibrating too low. As you vibrate a little higher, you become more liquid form. But as you get completely high, you go back to vapor. You go back to spirit. And there is no magnetic field that can house your soul no more because you're vibrating too high. You go back to vapor. That's what they call the ghost realm, the spirit realm. You're now vapor. You're vibrating too high, baby. Can't nobody put a magnetic field on you and throw you in another body. But go ahead, Joe. So she's understanding how energy switches forms, right? Switches forms. You have a dense energy, which we're dense because we're in the body. We can lighten it up, and then we can go all the way back to spirit. But go ahead, Joe.
When the molecules are most dense, and then when you add energy to it, heat energy,
And I told you heat.
maybe thermal energy, it melts. Okay,
Melts the water.
molecules loosen and it becomes liquid.
Yep. Then it goes back to vapor.
Transforms from ice to liquid, but it's still water.
Yep.
And then when you add more energy,
Goes to vapor. I've been taught you
it
guys
then
this.
becomes vapor when the
That's
molecules
right.
loosen again.
I taught you guys this 10 years ago. Go ahead, Joe.
You could see the ice, you could see the liquid, but then you cannot see the vapor. It becomes invisible, but the water is still there. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. It's just a different form of energy that your eyes cannot see. This can apply to different things. What is frequency?
And pause it again. And that's what I explained to you guys. You only can see in the magnetic, in the small visual magnetic field, visual field. There's things that exist in lower vibration and higher vibration that you cannot see. And they exist. And they have intellect because it's in a vapor form. It might be in a lower frequency, you can't see it, but they're right next to you. That's what you call demonic realm. Or they might be higher than you. That's what you call your angelic realm or higher being. They're no better than you. There might be a higher being that's in a higher vibrational state. And they're around you. They exist. You just can't see it. But they exist because they're outside your vision, outside your magnetic field vision. That's it. Go ahead, Joby.
When you talk about frequency scientifically, it refers to the amount of wave cycles that pass a given point per second. So if this is a point right here, and you have waves, how many times did this wave pass through this point?
Pause it. Now I told you everything is waves, right? That's what she's telling me. I told you everything is waveform. If Joby sitting at the computer and all that shit, it looks real to her eyes. It's not. It's just waves of energy. It's all waveform. But it's vibrating in a slower rate that she can pick it up and see it because it's vibrating in a in a frequency that allows her to touch it and feel it and interact with it. If it was in a higher frequency, she couldn't see the shit. Or a lower frequency, she couldn't see the shit. It's vibrating in the frequency which she's in. That's why she touched the desk and her hand won't go through it. But if she ever raised her vibration, her hand will go right through the goddamn desk like it's invisible. She'll walk through a fucking wall and no one will see her. But they can feel her presence. She start moving shit around. Like, oh, what the fuck is that? People are scared. Is that a ghost? What is that? No, it's Joby in another dimension. High vibratory rate she's in. She's still there. You just can't see it. And since you've been taught nonsense, you've been taught to be scared of everything. You think she a ghost? Is Joby a demon? Because every time your loved ones pass, guys, most of them come to you, but you're too caught up in fear. Remember, you're too scared. You're too crying. That's a low vibration. That's low vibration. If you celebrated the life and joy, you would probably be able to interact with your dead, with the body, the person that just died. There's no such thing as death. The body died, and they come to see you. They come to see you and say, okay, like my mom, I understood her, so when she came to see me, I knew it was her. But she did certain things because I knew death was an illusion, because of the knowledge that I knew. I wasn't all that shit, you know. But she didn't stay long. She went wherever she was going. See, your loved one's always gonna come try to soothe you or try to talk to you somehow and say, I'm not dead, I'm here. But you're not vibrating in the frequency where you can see them or identify with them. You're too busy crying, oh, dead, oh, mama, oh, daddy, oh. And they standing right next to you. That's your hand. Baby, it's me, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's all right. Because you've not been taught this. This is how the world, this ancient science goes. I told you, goes back before all your goofy fake religions. This goes back hundreds of thousands of years. And science proves this to be the fact. Go ahead, Joby.
Per second. That could be measured, and they're going to call that frequency scientifically. It's measured in hertz. Okay? So if a sound wave has a frequency of 440 hertz, it means that 440 vibrations per second. That's what that means. Okay? Now, frequency, now we talk about spiritual frequency, okay? Like I said, it's different definitions.
And pause there for a second, Joby. So if she's gonna talk about spiritual, that goes into your emotion. What does love vibrate at? What does anger vibrate at? What does fear vibrate at? What does lust vibrate at? What does hate vibrate at? They have certain frequencies. Love, compassion, these things have different frequencies. Empathy, these are high. That's why you see black people have love, empathy, these are higher vibrations. Damn, it's loud. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm struggling to write and record at the same time, but we're going to do it. Okay. So when you're talking about frequency, the type of frequency that I'm talking about, there's levels to it. Levels. Okay? You got high frequency. I guess the frequencies in the middle could be called moderate. And then you have low levels. High frequency can be associated with love. Love.
That's what I was just telling you.
Joy.
Exactly.
Compassion. Okay? Then you have lower frequencies.
Pause it. And all
Fear.
these all these low frequencies are based on what the European, the Asians brought to the world, because they, they created the house low energy. No, that's good.
Fear. Anger. Jealousy. Depression. Shame. So when I use the word frequency, this is talking about the level at which you're at your frequency. You're always at one of these levels at any given time. You can almost call it emotional frequency, because how you're feeling is what's going to determine, now I'm stuttering, is what's going to determine the frequency in which you're at. Like right now, I'm feeling amazing. I'm at a high frequency. When I'm not feeling amazing, I'm at a lower frequency. Okay? Let's move on. Vibration.
Pause it for a second, Joe. That's why your music, you caught with all this gangster and violence, that's to lower your frequency. All these goofy movies that are bad, lower your frequency. Keep you in a state of low vibrational frequency. So when you do die, you'll never get the fuck out of this recycled energy. You'll never understand spiritually where are you? How's the world even really work? That's why everything's caught in low vibrational wars, and death, and fear. And if you talk about a group of people, who are a group of people that always hate, always want to keep you in fear? Who are these people? And I told you that's why they're created, to keep black people in these conditions. That's why African people globally are in poverty. That's why I told you they get the joy seeing y'all fucked up. They get angry with seeing you living decently. Why would that be the case? Because these things are created to make sure you stay in a low vibratory rate. But African, since you're full of joy and love, you can be you have joy and love even when you're all fucked up in the worst condition, because that's your nature as God. That's your nature. Go ahead, Joby.
This is a trending word that a lot of people are using. What is it? Physical vibration. When you pluck a guitar string, what happens to that guitar string? It starts to vibrate.
And pause it for a second one more
Start to
time.
vibrate.
Remember, pause it for a second. Everything vibrates, guys. Everything. There's no stasis. Everything vibrates. You have a low, high, middle, but everything vibrates. Everything moves. Always. Everything moves. Always. That's the laws of the universe. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Always. Go ahead, Joe.
And then from that vibration, it creates a sound wave that your ears interpret as music. But when it comes to your emotional frequency that we just spoke about over here, the level at which you're at, you are emitting vibration. You are emitting energy out into the world based off of the level which you're at with your emotional frequency. Stay with me now. This is where things start to get interesting. Your vibration is the energy that you are emitting out. It's something that you can feel. That's why when somebody walks into the room and they're angry, or they're scared, or they're happy, you can tell that their frequency that they're at before they even say anything, because you can pick that up.
Exactly. That's how I always get Joby ass.
So your vibration is the energy that you are emitting out. into the world. Now, just like physically, when a guitar string is plucked, it emits out a sound wave and creates music that your ears can interpret. Your emotional frequency is emitting out a vibration that other human beings can pick up on. So this is a physical definition of vibration when something is actually moving back and forth. But then you have a spiritual and or metaphysical definition of vibration that comes from your emotional frequency. It's energy that you are emitting out into the universe, which is a force. So, last but not least, why is manifestation in the middle of this triangle? You
Pause
have
that.
energy
Pause that.
at
Pause
the
that.
pinnacle.
Pause that. Pause that. Now, I told you about energy and manifestation. How's it work? Your emotions is your magnetic field. Energy is the thoughts that you release from your brain, from your pineal gland. Once you match the energy and the emotion with your desires, gotta match it. Can't be just what you wish. You gotta match that vibration of the thing that you're trying to manifest. Once you connect that emotion is gonna wrap around that light that you sent out, and it's gonna manifest it from the spiritual back to the physical. That's how manifestation works. So understand about keeping your vibration high, living in a place of joy and love. Everybody say, you don't hardly be angry. Nah, what the hell am I gonna be angry about? I try to stay in a place of joy and love so I can manifest things into my life. Stay in a place of joy and love and balance. Of course, I get agitated about certain things. I don't stay there long. You got to train yourself not to stay in any kind of agitation state for long. I try to get Jovi when she cries and figure out what's going on. Try to get it, let it go. Has nothing to do with you. You have nothing. You didn't create it. Don't stay there. It is what it is. You can't stay in a place that you had nothing to do with creating it. Don't let it affect you.
Period.
Go ahead.
You have frequency and you have vibration. You have energy, which is the capacity to do work. You have frequency, which denotes the level that you are at with your emotional frequency, the level that you're at. And then you have vibration, which the energy that you're emitting out into the universe, which is a force that does work. Why is manifestation here? Manifestation is your ability, right? Manifestation is the ability to intentionally, dang, it's hard to write and record. You know what? Because it could be intentional or it could be unintentional as well, depending on your level of consciousness. And manifestation, from my understanding, comes from the law of attraction, which we'll talk about another time. What you put out with your vibration is being attracted back to you like a magnet. Manifestation is the intentional or unintentional bringing of your desires into your reality. This is important. Why? Because we all want to live a certain reality. We all want to design our reality the way that we want to live it. We're all trying to learn how to do that. And the way that you learn, right? The way manifestation is in the middle. Because your energy, frequency, and vibration, the combination of all three of these aspects, from my perspective, is what's going to bring in manifestation because of the law of attraction, which is a universal law. The beginning of manifestation, it starts with your thoughts, your thought processes, okay? Everything starts with thoughts.
That's what I told you. Start from thoughts. Your thoughts are things.
That's why it's important that you become more conscious of your thoughts,
Yep,
because your thoughts is what's creating your reality.
exactly.
So how do you recreate your reality? You have to change your thoughts. How do you change your thoughts? You will
Discipline.
have to reprogram your mind.
Exactly. Discipline.
You have to reprogram your mind or renew your mind, like it says in the Bible. You have to reprogram your mind. And how do you reprogram your mind? Repetition. Spelling is getting messed up a little bit. So energy, frequency, and vibration is going to create manifestation due to the law of attraction, because what you are vibrating out, you are attracting back to yourself. And the beginning of manifestation, it
Exactly. That's
starts
what
in
I
your
said. You gotta.
thoughts.
That's what I
Because
said. It's not what you want. It's what you vibrate at. That's the law of attraction. What you're emitting, your vibration out to the universe is what you're getting back in your life. So if your life was all fucked up, your thoughts and your vibrations are all fucked up. So you're gonna have to change that part of you, and no one can do it but you. That's why you're the Christ. No one's coming to save you. You are the God. You got to save yourself. But see, no one's taught you these things. Oh, this is witchcraft and the Jesus and the fear. And what all these fake religions are based in what? Fear. Your fake Allah shit is fear. Fake Jesus shit is fear. Based on you're going to some fake hell and there's going to be a God that's going to beat you and whip you and kill you. Ah! It's all fear. So it's not real. Go ahead, Joey.
you are creator. The creator created you in his image, so you are a creator. Now, if you
Exactly.
want to
You're
change what
smart.
you are attracting to yourself,
Exactly what you are.
you have to reprogram your mindset. And the way that you reprogram your mindset is going to be through repetition. There's different things that you can do. I'll go into that another time. Guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Gabrielle Liana. My purpose on social media is to remind you of your power, because a lot of you forgot. Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, so in case you're looking forward to follow our page, it's on TikTok. It's called I am Gabrielle Ayana.
And
If
then,
you like,
but she didn't mention the most important thing. You must have a functioning pineal gland in order for this to work. Okay, a pineal gland must be functioning. If you don't have a functioning pineal, if your pineal gland is bone, like the Caucasians are, it's not gonna work. Because your soul is your energy. That's your energy. Energetic spark. And a raise your vibration, what we call your kundalini energy, or lighting your spark or lighting your halo, right? That's as you start what? Alkaline diet or no eating at all. Raise your vibration through sunlight. Take that energy from the woman's ovary, go up. If you're a woman, from your ovary, go up to your spinal cord into that pineal gland in your brain. You're gonna regulate the left hemisphere and your right hemisphere. That's gonna come together. See, man, which is the magnet, right? The pineal gland's the light. Hemispheres are the magnet. So you got left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, which is feminine and masculine. You shoot that out, and with that, how much energy you got, with emotions that you're bringing out there, you're gonna attract what you need in your life or what you desire in your life immediately. It depends on how much energy you have. Go ahead, Joe. I'm looking up. Oh, I've been using her because I love, because she's learning, and so she learned to ask questions. If this means this means that. She's learned so much now. So I'm coming for your next. All the lies you told, I'm coming for your head. She knows the Africans are only ancient people, like I told you, but they say the ancients. They never say the African. The only ancient people who existed are Africans. That's it. There are no other ancient people besides African people. Europeans are not ancient. East Indians are not ancient. Asians are not ancient. But go ahead, Joe.
Apparently about pineal gland and all of this stuff. So then why aren't the, you know, the white spiritual people and all these people with these large platforms, these pale races with these large platforms, why aren't they talking about the fact that the pineal gland that they know is the third eye, right? Why aren't they talking about that it's Africans that have the strongest pineal gland? And in fact, non-Africans have cancer.
Because that's where your soul's at. That's where the little ball of light, your energy, because this body is a magnetic field. It's an illusion. It's housing your light. It's housing your soul. Your soul sits in your pineal gland. That's why the Africans call that what? The seat of the soul. So that's why I told you most people, they don't have an inner dialogue, are not human beings. They don't have a soul. They have a spirit. A spirit is just energy, but they're not from the source. African people, you're from the source. You've always been here. You always will be. There is no, you are eternity. You are eternal. There's never no ending for you ever. Never, ever, ever. You never end. Imagine what you could do if you actually knew this science again. Actually what you can do in the world if you actually knew this. Go ahead, Joby.
A lot.
Calcified pineal glands. And in fact, white Europeans have the most calcified pineal glands. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So what does that mean? You know? Wouldn't you think?
That means there's no soul in there. That means there's an empty bundle of sticks. And that's why they have no internal dialogue. Something created it, created that house, created that body, and just housed that lower form of energy in it. Not from the source, not from the creator. That's why they can't ever create. They always got to copy you. They can't dance. The rhythm's all fucked up. They can't create nothing. They got to look at you, then copy you. It's always mimicking you because there's no creative spark there. See how all this correlates? If you actually knew your real science again, how all this be like, damn, why can't these people catch the beat? What the fuck is going on? Why they always just mimic us? And then everything we do, they take our identity. Why is that? You know why now? Go ahead, Joby.
And then when you look into all these other things, Afro hair, how it spirals, what is that to do with? Conductivity. Why do you think why is spiral? Yeah? Melanin. You already know about the melanin. So do you understand what I'm saying to you? So even me, that's why I always say to myself, like, that's why I be getting onto like these like pale race spiritual people that are so blown and all this stuff, because all of them keep talking about the same stuff about aliens and all of this stuff, or any of those kind of things, putting themselves on a pedestal yet again, feeding the white supremacy thing.
Shout out to John Mosquito. This is your sister talking British.
And then pretending and acting as if they're all for one. We're all one. I'm here telling you straight to your face, we're not all one. But I promise you, man have a big heart, and I would not harm nobody unless they're harming me. So, and do you know why I can say that with trust? Because I am an original. I is I. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So I have that ability. When you don't have a soul, you don't even understand. You can't even comprehend the ability of knowing. You just think about conquering, domination. So you're thinking we're going to do the same thing to you because we're waking up. So you're frightened. You're shivering in your boots. You're refusing to see the truths. Frightened, bro, of what it could mean. But promise you this now. You should know by now. Look at all the things that have happened to us, right? All the things that have happened to us. You man still get invited to cookouts. You man still get gassed up when you twerk, when you rap, when you speak a little patois. So you should know already about one thing with us, bro. We're friendly people. We're easygoing. But right now, it's time to speak truth. So don't shiver. Because we're coming for your heads. Do you understand? It's not about you, man. You, man, don't have no more power than we do. It's only because of the lies that they've spread to you and gassed you up that you think, no, bro. They don't give a damn about you either. They don't give a flying damn about you either. I promise you that now. So, bruv, I don't need full support. You either fuck with it or you don't. And if you don't, then I know what you are. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But that doesn't change anything because your opinions won't affect my life. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But I'm off for the head.
Okay, that's it. That's the end of that video over there. And literally think the videos we have for the day on today's conversation. But as we get closer to winding up, we have 15 more minutes left. Let me go to the comments.
Exactly. So hold on, Joe. Let me say something real quick. So if you guys understand, see that young lady, that young African lady in Britain was learning. She asked these questions, and as she was kept learning more and more and more and going down the rabbit hole, right? So she was going down the rabbit hole, and it opened her eyes completely. She's going crazy. I'm on you people's neck, so now she know, because and she was like, where you people come from? What's going? So she got through all the lies.
Yeah, I follow down TikTok and I've been seeing videos of how she's been going deep and deep on questioning, especially the questioning of everything that we've been told. But Ansankenwansha to Samuel Karibu Sana, Ansankenwan says that's why 99% of black superheroes transmit and control electricity in America. Comic books. And yeah, we had Jabba making that comment earlier. That is a reference to us, literally. And I also see someone says, you can do microcosmic meditation to hold your nut while you are in it. And
they would say, I don't know. Yeah, if you're disciplined, I never tried to be that disciplined. Yeah. Luckily, like I said, I haven't been with no women in a long time. So I don't know. The next time I do decide to have sex, could I hold my nut? I don't think so. I don't think I'm disciplined. So I had to learn that. I think I'd be all fucked up. To be honest, I hate to say it. I haven't disciplined myself, to keep that nut up in me and not nut. So.
Have a good day, and Sankeron. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jason says nothing down here is forever. Eventually, the real creator will wipe all this illusion. Also adds that when my father died in 2020,
it will.
Dang, that was so soon. Rest in peace to him. But anyway, he also says when my father died in 2021 at 81, his father had passed in 1969. Showed up with him and they walked away. And
See, exactly. So I'm wondering. So it means they didn't lead an illusion. So I don't need, because your father's not your father in all your lives. So he's just some other dude. So so I don't want to see no father. I don't want to see no mother. I don't want to see nobody. I'm saying, hey, get your ass away from me. On about your business.
Yes,
I'm trying to get that.
Thank you so much for as well. Have a good day at work. Jason says my siblings come to me in dreams before their demise, even some animals.
Exactly. Animals too.
Danny says that's one purpose behind neurology. Entities in this spirit world can communicate with you through it. For instance, I keep seeing the number 11 all over the places. That's an example. Me too. I've been seeing numerological numbers like every goddamn day for the last 2 months. I've been seeing 111, 11.
111. Type in what does the number 11 mean? I think that means success, new beginning or something.
Yeah, new beginnings. Hold on. Yeah, 11 means a sign of a spiritual wake-up call, a sign of new beginnings, and a reminder to pay attention to your thoughts as they manifest quickly. Literally, what we've talked about. So yeah, that's what I've been seeing, especially 111, 11, 555, 44. I've been seeing just numbers.
Sorry, Danny, this may be the end of you, man. 111, you might be. New beginnings. This may be the end of you, man. Sorry.
Fuji Pajaba says, back to my black job. Thank you so much, Fuji Pajaba, also for tuning in. Yeah, call me Dr. Joby today. That's so sad. But anyway, so see, Danny says there's a reason why the elite are big on numerology. Think about it. I agree. I agree. I think
Exactly,
it's funny how I like this
because they know it's real. They know these
yeah.
sciences are real.
Mm-hmm. Then also says exactly through practical application and intuition, that's how you manifest. And shout out to Byron Scott, Karibu Sana. Daniel also says you also have to visualize what it is that you're trying to manifest. That's so true. I also say Jerome Mosquito says I just donated, so please drop the case against me. Thank you, Jerome Mosquito. We appreciate you. Yes, and I also say Jaroke in the building says, does Keith confirm the receipt on Cash App donation? Make sure the right person gets his
Yeah,
amount.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. We have whenever they come, it ain't like it's a lot. So if it come, ain't hard to choose. Ain't like it's a lot come in. We got Jibble Jabber on the network. I got to see what Jim Mosquito. Jim Mosquito usually goes on the network. Byron with Cash App with the $25. We appreciate. We had Dan with the $20. That's it. So yeah, it's not like it's a whole bunch of cash. Oh, and the unknown brother, but he donates every 2 weeks regardless. Um, he doesn't want to be named because he's got a government job. And usually Big Cheese is donating through Cash App. But you guys, yeah, it's not like I don't get a whole bunch of donations. I know times are hard, so yeah. If you guys donate, it goes to where it goes. We're supposed to go. It's not like I'm getting hundreds of donations, but whatever I get, I appreciate it. It goes to where it's got to go. If Dan should don't go in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. And I also see Jarake says European control mechanism and religion, which is same as religion. Also says get this power to do what? We're not building and separating from our enemies, so it becomes meaningless. And I also see, yeah, I also see Jarake says not white supremacy, yet white terror domination. Baba Kamau. What? Baba Kamau? Who's Baba Kamau? But anyway, I also see Joe was says Joe be wind up in half an hour. Man, my time is up. Joe Mosquito, are you gonna pay me extra? If you're gonna pay me extra, I'm good. I'm gonna be okay. Send more extra dollars kindly on the cash or the donation page. But I also see Danny says it's an angelic number of manifestation, meaning new beginnings. Yeah, I also know that personally. But yeah, thank you so much. I sent something 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Jarake. We appreciate you guys so much. But yes, we're literally getting closer to winding up. I think we lost Keith for a moment. Think we lost Keith for a moment, but yeah, we're coming to the end of today's conversation right there. This has been the Africa Today show. And of course, hope you guys have a beautiful weekend ahead. Thank you so much to everyone who was tuned in. And of course, keeping up with the Black Hot Fan Network. Tomorrow, it's our charity day again. In case you're here and you didn't know about it, kindly do support us in any way you can. $2, $1, $20, $10, $5. Anything is appreciated. Tomorrow we're going to feed 300 children and of course giving them a free haircut, some sanitary towels, cooking for them. We're going to have a videographer taking all the videos. I'm going to be inviting a friend of mine who's an artist in the 254, quite a big known artist, and see if they're going to perform for free. So yeah, I have a few friends who have invited, so we're looking forward to see how the number is gonna turn up. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Of course, we're gonna live stream. We're gonna keep you guys updated on everything, but also footages and videos will be coming up after all the events. Like I said, we'll be keeping you updated. Keith, your closing remarks. I can't hear you. I can hear you from afar. I can't hear it. Let me give him a minute, then we see if he's gonna come back as I wait for him. I see Danny has a comment. Let's wait for Keith. right, Keith. Can you hear me? Keith, can you hear me?
Yeah, Jeff, I hear you. So,
Yeah.
I have to give you music for a second.
Okay. As we wind up,
Something like
just
that.
about the charity as we wind
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, the charity event's gonna be tomorrow. And you see the few dollars I get, you guys see, I don't keep it. I'm working like you guys. I don't even get it. I ain't took a day off. I ain't took a day off on vacation over 5 years. Right? So shit. You know, the donation I get I can't buy a lot of I can't do a lot of lavish spending with $25, $50, okay? So I'm not living lavishly, but I appreciate all those that do donate. And like I said, that's all gonna go for the kids, guys. So I appreciate it. I even put up our car money. Shit, I shouldn't. We about to buy a car, put up the car money. I was saving car money. I used that to pay for the damn thing. I said, let me give back. So I gotta start the car. I gotta start the car fund again, the Kenyan car fund. So I put up all that damn money for the car. So understand, I was setting aside enough money to buy a car for the company. So I said, okay, let me just go and use that to fund this charity movement. Let me take the car fund and fund the charity movement. Because the more he's not going to be, so I can get Jovi to get her license next year and start the car fund back up next year and get the car in March instead of in December. So that's how I paid for it. I robbed the car fund. So much love, family.
Yeah, much love. Again, send your $2, your $3, $5, $10. It's much appreciated. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. We'll be bringing maybe the show live. Because I think we're gonna do the Mevo kit. I think the Mevo camera should work.
You wanna bring the Mevo? Yeah, bring that.
Yeah,
Make sure you
instead of a
now
phone.
you got a phone too. Bring the Mevo and the phone. Just in case. Bring the Mevo thing. Go,
Okay. Yeah, I feel like the Mevo can do a
I know.
wider angle.
I agree. I'm saying, but when you walk around, you can be on the phone, and when you stop, you can set the Mevo. I'll keep it there.
Okay. I wish I had the water and money to help me, but
I know.
Yeah,
How about that? I wish Joby didn't say nothing about these two bastards not even showing up as the manager.
What? What was I supposed to say? Let me wind up the show then.
Good. All right, let's wind up.
Keith is throwing me under the bus, God. Much love, family. Thank you so much for those who have contributed. We appreciate you guys so much. You'll see the results of everything tomorrow, and we hope to be doing this, especially like if maybe thrice a week, twice a year, if every time we can.
This shit's expensive. Maybe twice a year, goddammit.
If you guys also help us, we can make it possible. But yeah.
Maybe twice a year. This shit's expensive, goddammit.
But yes, much love, family. Have yourself a beautiful week.
It's more than $20 and $50. This shit's expensive.
See you guys on Monday, same time, same place, right here on the video of the 21st.
Much love, family, but thank you everybody's help. Thank you. I really appreciate everybody. Whatever little coins you've given, I really appreciate it, family. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much. Much love, family.